Liftoff.
Groundbreaking stuff on Weekend Confirms Question of the Week with me, Garnett and Jeff Cannata. We were talking about whether or not we would buy the next console, which, by the way, do you know people are calling it now Gen 4?
Gen 4, that's kind of cool.
I know, Gen 4.
I
think it was Ubisoft used that in one of their
better than just next gen every time.
It can't always be next gen. Although it could be iPad every time. Anyway, we digress. We were talking about whether or not we would buy a console on a subscription plan the way you buy your cell phones. And the follow-up question is from Great White. We had Great White before. That was a good question giver. With the amount of money that users have tied into DLC, do you think the new consoles will have backward compatibility?
I happen to think the backward compatibility is a waning feature. I don't think it's a feature.
What do you mean waning? It's PlayStation. PlayStation 3 dropped it like unceremoniously said, "This is a big deal. This is a big deal. We have it. We're awesome. Aren't we cool? We're awesome." Oh, by the way, we don't have it anymore.
But even from a gamer perspective, I don't think it's something people need anymore. I really don't think it's something people desire.
Well, maybe I'm a little cynical. I think that partially the reason it's going away is because publishers have seen the value of digital delivery mechanisms.
Reselling you the same thing
and they're going to resell you the same thing over and over.
Yes.
Exactly.
No, that is not necessarily
if they do backward compatibility, it's that everything you already had, you get to play on your new machine without paying anything extra for it.
Right.
Whereas if they don't do that, they can always sell it to you because chances are the technology is going to be sufficient that they can program a way for you to play those games.
Yes, and of course where we're going is that you will cease to have a disc that you can just keep forever and put in the next device. You will only have digital download, and the DLC question will become moot because it'll all be DLC. All content will be downloadable content at some point, and then yes, they'll just resell it to you when you download it on your new device.
I don't think the DLC is the kicker. I don't think the DLC is the kicker at all. I think it's whether or not the games that you'd want to play are games that the publishers think they can sell you again. And as long as they are, they're not going to give you backward compatibility. Digital delivery is where it's at. Now, which way are you buying? You got into your Vita recently.
I have.
Which way are you buying your Vita games?
Almost exclusively downloading them.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though the chip, keep in mind, so here's something I don't know if have you done this little math.
Yeah.
So if you buy it digitally, it's basically almost as expensive. It's like, what, 10% less if you buy it in digital? And you have to allocate space on your memory card for it.
Right.
And those memory cards are not cheap.
Not cheap.
Whereas if I buy it for 10% more, it's on my little chip already. I plug it in. I didn't have to have any extra memory.
You know what it is for me? It's convenience,
factor.
Pushing the little bubble and it comes up. Instead of like, oh, where did I put that? Where is it? Okay. Honey, have you seen the little... It's really tiny. I had it here. It was on the coffee table because I took it out to put the other one in.
Babe, I'm trying to watch a show. I'm trying to watch a show here, okay?
Yeah, that would be if Garnett and I were in some sort of domestic partnership.
Anyway, I don't think the DLC is going to be that big a deal. What do you think? Is DLC going to be a hinging factor? Will there be backward compatibility?
I don't think that we're going to see backward compatibility. I think we're going to see a lot of people not talking about it. And then interviewers are going to ask them about it, and they'll hedge, and it won't be like, oh, it's something we're considering, and it'll just be
and if we're lucky,
dodged.
Publishers will couch it in some sort of HD upgrade, and so you'll get some extra features, and you'll probably see the DLC incorporated.
That is something I am in favor of. Like, I will happily buy Eco and Shadow of the Colossus again because there's some more.
You're gonna buy Gears of War again when it can be up-resed another layer
to 4K or whatever the hell. Or 1080p, I guess, would be an up-res for those games. Probably. I'm a sucker. I'm such a sucker.
Sucker. Hopefully you're a sucker for Weekend Confirmed and keep listening to us and watching these videos and checking out Shack News Daily and the Totally Rad Show. Both of them on YouTube.
See you next week.
Schuster question. It's a personal question.
Or live action stuff based on good.
Yes,
You
and
gotta
of
see
course
where
where
we're
we're
going.
going is that you will cease to have a
Live
DLC.
I'm not a big snapper. I haven't figured it out.
Short films
I know
and
some
things
feel
like
you
that.
only have digital, but I haven't figured out like I have my
DLC question.
Fantastically spectacular, but they're pretty good.
All